Alright, welcome back. In this video we will fix the movement or more correctly the orientation or the flip of the sprite of our koala bear. So the issue is that if we go in, let's say, right, well, the koala is indeed facing right, but if we're going left, well, the koala is still facing right. So we need to flip our sprite here, and how we will do that is we'll actually flip the sprite. So if we go into our koala code or into our sprite and go down to the sprite renderer, we'll see that we have a property here to flip both on the y-axis and on the x-axis, and what we actually want to do is to flip on the x-axis. So let's go ahead and try that via the code. We go back to our mover base class, and let's say that we actually let's just try and do it. We don't really actually need to think about how to do it correctly. Let's first of all do it and see if it actually works. So let's say sprite dot, let's say, flip x equals true. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it does anything at all. So we'll let it compile, run the code, and yeah, it seems to be working. But we need now to change it according to the direction. So let's do that. Let's say that if the speed is above 0 speed, well, actually, let's think about it. If the speed is above 0, then we need to take the direction, right? So let's take the direction. If the direction dot x, because we're moving on the x-axis, that's the direction that you want to flip. If we're moving on the x-axis to the left, then we need the sprite to be not flipped. If we go to the right, we need not to be flipped. Well, then going to the left is going on the negative axis. So if it's below 0, right? Yeah. So this should be enough, right? If it's below x, this will be evaluated to true. Otherwise, it will be evaluated to false. Let's check it out. Great, it seems to work. But there is an issue here, and kudos to you if you were able to see it before I actually said it. But if I'm just, let's say, go here, go back, and go left again, and then let go, well, we flip back over. And why is that? Well, if we go back to our character mover code and we look at the onMove delegate, we'll see that we call that the move with the speed v and direction. But on stop, we call move with the speed vector and the 0 direction. And what we do here is we check that the direction.x, which will be 0, is smaller than 0. Well, then what we could do here is try and do something like that, right? Because if it's equals or smaller than 0, then flip the sprite. So let's check how that works. Rerun the game, and all right, so we go, seems to be working. Oh, now it's not working when we go right. Why is that? Well, that's because we flip it even if it's 0. Well, it would work if we were going left on the last iteration. The last button to press was left, but when we go right, then the vector is the direction is 0. So this is true, and we flip even though we went right. So we can't do this simply by just giving a small condition here. So what we will need to do is, let's go back to how we did before. Now we can do this in various ways. The naive solution would be to start saving the last velocity and trying to see when we get to 0, what was the last velocity that we changed, and so on and so on. But a much simpler solution would be to just check if the current direction is not 0, and if it's not 0, then not flipping. And let's see if it works first of all, and then we'll understand why it works. So if the direction dot equals is equal to the 0 vector, then flip, but not if equals, if not equals. So if the direction is not 0, then we are currently moving in some direction. Flip according to the direction. Else, don't flip in any direction, right? So let's see if that works. All right, moving, stopping, moving left, stopping, moving right, stopping. Seems to be working. Great. By the way, you should notice that the checkbox here is getting highlighted when we go left. So you can easily see it here. It just in case you didn't notice. So why is it working? Let's think about it for a second. Well, when we stop moving, when the onStop method gets fired, well, then we are going in a certain direction, right? We're going left or we're going right. And in the last frame, in the previous frame, before we stopped clicking, we already set the flip X to that last direction that we were moving in. So if now in the current frame that we stopped moving in any direction, we're not going to change the flip orientation, the left or right flip, the X flip, then it's going to stay the same as the last frame, the last direction that we were going at. So that's that. Well, now that we have this working, in the next video we can go ahead and start working about talking about animations, just a bit of animations, doing some simple stuff. We will talk about using the animation controller and how to animate via keyframes and how to animate via states and via blending trees. So that is what is coming up in the next 3 videos. Stick around and I will show you some great stuff. Thanks for watching and have a good day.